Welcome to another episode taking place in the void time. Time without meaning or existence. That happens, but doesn't really. Today's episode is happening, but is it really?
Podcast.
It's the important news segment, where I tell you important news that hasn't happened yet. Shocking scenes today in the card game community is Japanese company Bushiroad, who you may know for their popular and virus-stopping TCG Shield Wall thing, announced the cancellation of yet another card game. As you know, it's tradition for Bushiroad to cancel 1 or 2 games a year. However, this means that Bushiroad eventually keep running out of card games to cancel, despite them making a new card game every single year. And so, they've started cancelling other companies' card games. This time, they've cancelled FFTCG, which also means the cancellation of this podcast. So there you go, folks. Some important news to look forward to in the future. Can I go outside now yet, please? Thanks. It's GFE talk time. What's happening? Is your locals open? Is there spoilers? Is there a card game we can play? Let's talk about spoilers, I guess. Let's just go in order. All right, 10. Give me a spoiler.
All right. We'll talk about my favorite, least favorite spoiler. Lani, that's a really cool card. It's a fire card. It makes your hand really big, and it says cast. That's new.
Oh fuck!
Cast any
Why
card.
did you remind me?
Because it's the podcast.
Fuck.
Yeah. So we're still waiting. Did we get the final word on this? If
We
it's
did.
an ongoing, like we did on the cast thing.
To a degree, they didn't clarify it enough to write extensive rules. They just said that we're changing it,
Something's coming.
and it's about playing the card with CP. And then Kageyama later was like, "But if you play it for free, it's still casting."
Oh, okay, I missed that one. What about the revealed card? If Lani's not in play, you can still use it. Right?
Yeah. It's still resolved.
Yeah. So, was this a good fire card? I don't like that.
Hot take, it's garbage. I don't think it's very good.
She pushes the headhunter archetype to maybe tier actually a number at the end.
Well, I should actually have a look at other headhunter cards before I
Don't.
outright
Don't.
say it.
Don't bother.
It's not worth your time.
Yeah, alright.
You-
No, I don't know. Look, I think that there's a sweet little a little deck coming out of this, but at the same time, I think that you hit your opponent's backup that's really useless in your deck. Or you already have 5 backups and you're really sad about it. And if you hit a forward, alright, fine, you got a forward, another body's good. If you hit a summon, you're just not getting much.
A couple of things I do
don't
like
know.
about it is it's got a built-in kind of pseudo mill effect.
Yeah.
Like you are milling a card off the top of their deck, and at the worst case, you're depriving them of an option. And it's also only a hero as well. Like when we've had interesting effects like this before, they've always just slapped legend on it for no reason. So I'm glad
Yeah.
it's not a legend.
Yeah, that's what I kind of like about it. It deprives them of a card, and so even if you don't actually cast it, it's just there stuck. Because if you cast it, it puts it back in the break zone. So then, assumedly, it doesn't say specifically, but it should follow the rules and go back into the break zone, unless it's a actual character. And then when it's gone, it'll go back to the break zone. But I think it's if you're just removing it, it might be a really important card for them, and you can just leave it there. You don't have to necessarily cast it to get the benefit of maybe depriving them of an important card that maybe you don't need.
They don't get to see what it is either, which is pretty
Yeah,
cool.
so maybe more important than Top Cut, but if you know their deck count and you know that you've removed something really, really important, you can just be like, cool, I'll just keep this in your remove zone. And lol, I like that. I don't know if it's good or bad though.
Yeah, well, it's interesting, right? Like, hypothetically, if there's a one-of in a deck and you hit that, and your opponent could be playing to that out of that card, but it's not there. But more importantly, what I think this card does is it extends your hand size by quite a lot, depending on how hard you're going on the effect. More options is always good, even if you're not necessarily playing the cards. Just hypothetically, like if you hit a Belias, that's a Belias that's always going to be live, right? That's pretty important, I think. And it's a Belias your opponent doesn't have as well, because normally slots are quite limited. You can maybe run 4 tops in most lists. What I don't like about it is that we could end up in a world where we're having a Lani war, and then like whoever plays the first Lani hits the opponent's Lani, and then your Lani dies, and you play their Lani. You know, you just keep going like that, extending your hand, and denying your opponent.
What I want to know about it is how would it work with effects like, I assume you can't, like, if you remove a BFA off the top of the deck, you can't then use the discard effect if you have 2 summoners somehow.
No.
Yeah,
Because
no.
it only says you can cast it to put, that's putting on the field.
Yeah,
isn't it?
it doesn't count as in your hand. I was gonna say you hope,
Well,
but
yeah.
who fucking know. But no, it's bypassing the new restriction, but it's not counting as from
Yeah.
the hand. I will say
Okay, cool.
mildly confidently, but not 100% because I'm not gonna do that.
I mean, that's on me, because I said it's extending your hand size. It's not actually doing that. It's an extra card that you have an option for. Like,
Yeah,
you can't discard the card.
It's extending your
Yeah,
options, for sure.
Alright, does someone else want to take a spoiler?
Yeah, Dylan.
Emmett Selch. We'll go with that one just because it's the newest one. So it's pretty much a 4 CP Ice Boy at 9k, which is a pretty good rate. And when he's chosen by your opponent summons or abilities, remove Emmett Selch from the game. If you do so, play Emmett Selch onto the field at end of turn. He also has damage 5. When he enters the field, you may pay 1 ice. When you do so, select one of the 2 following actions. Choose one dull forward, break it. Choose one forward of cost 2 or less in your break zone, play it onto the field. I have 2 comments. 1, this is really good. 2, Remedy's back, baby.
Is it though? Is it really good? I don't know. To be honest with you, it's
Well,
Yeah, I don't know. I could see it.
it's a good rate body.
yeah, but it's a body that's really easy to get rid of.
Really,
Comes
Why
back.
is he
Is
so
it?
scared of Dark Lord?
it
Yeah,
just comes
Sure, it
back.
comes back, but not after like combat. Who gives a shit? It's never gonna block, and the attacks are not that scary either. Like, it's just not.
I don't know. Kadaj just kind of taught us that for CP
No,
for
but
9K,
Kadaj does
okay.
something every
Yeah,
time he comes back. That's
absolutely.
completely different.
So does this
Yeah,
maybe?
but
If your
being
opponent
And also,
puts
this guy could just be stuck on the board. He could just be stuck there forever as a whatever 9k. Who cares?
That's a 9k body.
It's whatever. I don't know. It's not that great, to be
Yeah,
honest.
It's a beefy boy.
Damage 5,
don't
don't get me
know.
wrong. Damage 5 is good, but then you just don't target it anymore, right?
I'm ready to be
It's just an
proven the fuck
untargetable
wrong.
9k that doesn't do anything.
We're gonna look here
No, 6 at aim didn't do anything on swing. It would not be a good card.
a few months time,
I think it's just better Arden,
and he's
and
gonna
Arden's not
be
very
fucking
good.
destroying the meta.
And damage 5, it does some cool stuff. But before damage 5, it doesn't do any cool stuff. And even on damage 5, you can just not target it. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah,
It seems like a card that's going to just stomp baddies, but not really do anything versus people that are like middling to good.
Yeah. It
It's
seems
not as
like
good as Kadash.
it's hard to get to damage 5.
If it is at damage 5, you just remove it to then swing for game, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah, that's pretty much what's going to happen. But it is a consistent body. That's what it's got going for it.
That's true. But it's a consistent body you can't take advantage of like body stuff with, you know what I mean?
You might not even get to swing with it as well, which kind of sucks. Like if they have anything down like an Anima or Cactua or some shit, you just
Yeah.
it's doing
Wild
nothing.
Dance.
Yeah,
It's good
exactly.
at it.
Yeah.
You know, the funny thing is, if it's actually good, and I'm not sure it will be, every realm deck's going to run a one of Landed or Cactus. And that's just funny.
Would you like to pay 1? Your forward's gone, but would you like to pay 1? Yeah, very good.
Alright, Esper, you ready?
Yes.
What you got?
Celteus, he's really fucking cool.
Ooh, the first multi-element.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where it goes. I was excited because it is a fire ice card and I play fire ice. You can hit some pretty cool things off it, like hitting lock definitely isn't unfathomable. Sellers is a nice low target. But when you start pushing up to things like shadow and stuff, of course, it gets a bit riskier. But I think it's got some good potential. I think when it goes off, it'll really fucking go off. When it doesn't go off, you can have a really bad time. So I'm a bit unsure of how many to run, where it goes, and if it's worth playing at all. but it's interesting on paper. I quite like it.
Getting 5 forwards in your bin is real hard.
Yeah, accurate.
I mean, 4 is maybe reasonable by like turn 3. You can probably do it, right?
I just don't think he's as good an extender as Shadow is.
Why not just have both though?
Because you have to have 50 cards in a deck.
He's a decent one, right? Like, you're not going to be sad to see him mid game. But then, like, Recursion, not so much in Fire Ice, I guess. Recursion in other decks is big. This just gets rid of all your cards.
I mean, I guess
Well,
getting a
what's
lock's
the-
okay with it, right?
It puts you
Yeah,
5 back though. Like not
Does
the
it?
not the ones you remove from your bin.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. I'm talking about you getting rid of shit from the bin.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sometimes.
Fire Ice, it's fine.
Like, how many 3-drop forwards would you need to run to, like, remove 3 forwards and then reveal 5 into a 3-drop forward? You'd need quite a few, right?
Yeah.
Like
It is
14
up
plus?
to. Yeah.
15 was what I was thinking.
You'd want to
Yes.
run it off as like a similar logic to Shadow, wouldn't you? Like when you run the amount of backup targets for him.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how this card plays.
It's
But,
got a hell of potential.
yeah, it's cool. It's 2 colors.
So you can pitch it for either, right? That's how it works. One
yes,
or the
you
other.
choose
Yeah.
what you're discarding it for.
Yeah.
And that's historically been a really awkward spot for Fire Ice. It's either
Yes.
heavy on ice or lately it's heavy on fire.
Just run it for CP.
That is very nice. Honestly, that's just really nice. Just being able to think these cards for 2 different colors. That's pretty
Look,
sick.
The worst case is you run it as like a one of, and you've got a dual color card that you can pitch if you need to early, or you've got free value later down the line.
You run it at 3 so that when you discard the ones you get early on, you have more forwards you can remove for when you play it. Ease.
Just remove himself. Yeah. It's cool, but also top 5 is cursed and will never hit. So
No, everyone will hit it against you.
yeah, that's true. I can't wait to get hit. with
Alright, I remove
shadows.
one. I
against
remove
me.
one and I get one CP forward. Done.
Nice. Get that, Zach.
Alright, Nado, you got a spoiler you want to talk about?
Okay, I want to talk about the Fire Summon. I don't know the name of it, but I know what it does.
Amaterasu.
Amaterasu.
I did
Yeah,
it, guys.
that
I
one.
pronounced the card.
It's sick. I love it. I really like it. I don't know why people are getting crazy about it. I think it's a really cool card that doesn't do much most of the time, but when it does do stuff, it does really cool stuff. Yeah, canceling auto abilities is very strong. We know that from Ishtola. Being able to do it on a summon sounds even better. Yeah, I like it a lot. Dealing 8k to a backup, I'm about that. I know it says if it's a forward, but I'm gonna pretend.
Your opponent plays Lani, you play that. Haha, got
Yeah, fuck you, Lani. Eat shit.
Well, we've got a question, right?
Okay.
What if Mira turns the backup into a forward?
It kills it.
It does?
If it's got an auto ability that activates while it's a forward/backup.
Yeah, it has to have has to trigger an auto first.
Yeah. So I don't know what backups would have an auto that triggers.
It
There's
triggers
probably
when they attack or
loads.
something.
No Stalin.
Nosh Talon does not have an auto, except for
What?
when he enters.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
entered.
can't-
Well, he's
that.
not
So you-
forward at that point.
Okay,
no,
wait,
no.
so you can enter Nosh Talon on the
Amateur said the
stacks, turn it into a mirror. Yeah,
Because then you can get another No Stalin.
very powerful.
Yeah, I'm sure there's probably
Uh,
something.
Yo, does that work?
Noshtalin's
If
not
it
an
turns
auto.
no, if it turns into a forward halfway through. So at first it was a backup, and then it got turned into a forward, and but in the middle of that you Amaterasu.
When it's played, it's a backup, so it's already triggered. Although,
Yeah, but then
I
you
guess you
stack
can-
mirror turning it into a forward.
Jesus Christ. Well,
You're the rules man.
I mean, I want to say yes, but I don't know because
Get to Twitter, man. Get to
that's the thing. Like, I guess it technically was a backup when it triggered, but does that matter? It's now a forward. Does it matter what it was when it triggered it or what it is now? That's a real hypothetical question that I'm not prepared to answer based on how this game just makes up the rules and changes the rules every set apparently now.
I'd like a hypothetical answer to my hypothetical question.
Hypothetically, it could go either way. You're welcome.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, if it was already a forward and it triggered, and a backup, then bye backup.
Nice.
But I mean, that's the risk you take if you make a backup a forward anyway, because you could die from anything that targets forwards.
So you're saying this card is not only Y'shtola, but a hackathon chair as well. I'm about that.
Yeah,
Thank you,
absolutely.
Rob.
In specific situations.
Yeah. That's all that matters.
Yeah, you just need to convince your opponent to use their mirror to turn the star into a
Right.
forward.
Yeah.
Just be like, you get another North Star. It's really good. It's a good
Really
play.
good. Really good. Yeah. Anyone else got anything to say about this card?
I like it.
It's good.
I like the art.
I know one
yeah.
thing about this card. Have you guys noticed how fire's become the X element doesn't need this element in the last few sets? Like whenever fire gets anything, people hit the fucking ceiling now.
Yeah, it's because fire gets everything.
Yeah. I don't care. Colors mean nothing anymore, baby. You can play 6 color decks for whatever reason. Doesn't matter.
What?
No, that's very, very progressive of you, man.
It's
Thank you.
pretty
respect it.
good. Yeah, you just play all the 3 CP backups and search for the other color. It's very good.
Tyro and you play some Moogles or whatever. It's it. I've never had color problems anymore. I play Eureka's decks. He puts all the colors for no reason, but I never get clogged for somehow. So it's good.
I like it. I like all the colors. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe they're overcompensating with the fire at this point, just because there were so many sets where everyone's like, fire shit, make fire good. And so they were like, okay, let's not stop doing that.
Yeah, we're at the awkward part of the dev cycle where, like, there are a couple of sets ahead, right?
I mean, they've done up to 14 or 15 at this point, from what they've said.
Yeah. So we're at the awkward part of the dev cycle where Fire's caught up and it's still catching up even though it's ahead.
Yeah.
Kind of feels that way. We'll see how we go. We haven't seen much from the other colours for the next set, so here's hoping.
What color are we saying is bad now? Can we say ice is bad? Can we just say ice is bad even if it's not true? Just to watch everybody go insane.
I mean, it's kind of is. It's not great.
Wait, what do we call it? Worst element?
Huh?
Wind, baby.
Wind,
Yeah.
Wind, baby.
yeah. Water's in a weird spot, but it's got an okay deck now.
Oh yeah, probably water. Right? I don't even know. The worst mono
Water
decks,
never gets anything exciting, man.
I don't even know. What's the worst mono deck? Probably Earth, to be honest. Earth.
Yeah, but that's every color. It's fine.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, if we go on pure, what's the worst mono deck? It's probably Earth. Oh no, it's probably Wind. I don't know. It's one of those two.
It's all of them except fire.
Ah, yes.
Lightning?
Nah, mono lightning's kind of
lightning's good.
Lightning's really
Yeah.
good now, dude.
Is it?
Mm,
Yeah. It's the boys, Kuja, it's got some good shit. RNA is real sick.
Glaucus kind of just wins if you don't kill it sometimes.
Yeah. Mono lightning's got some fucking serious game. It loses to March Ritz like everything else, but it's not playing against that. Good.
Yeah, we're not talking about the best deck.
Yeah.
It's
talk
kind of
about
tier
mono
0.
decks.
Kind
Mono
of.
fire doesn't count because you play a wind card too. So the mono fire shit too.
That's a good point. Yo, would you like to talk to us about Yuna?
No. Shit. Shit, I don't like it. There you go. No.
It's got a terrible name. A terrible name.
Yeah, name problems. Also not sure, even if it didn't, like, I don't know. It seems okay if you want to do parties. But
No
yeah,
problem.
actually, speaking about the water deck that we've got now, it's okay. This is actually really good in it. It's
Doesn't
kind of
that
just
play
party
backup unit as well,
attacks.
though?
No,
No?
doesn't. I don't know.
I don't know.
No, it's realm deck. There's no summons. Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
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 Yeah, and like in that deck, you have realm, so you have goblin, so you can get a good check trigger with this. That's pretty cool.
yeah, I guess.
I think the end to draw 2 cards. That's sick. But I hate party attacking, so.
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah. I mean, I think the name thing is the biggest thing. But hey, maybe they'll just ban all the units that are good so we can play this.
Very good.
Just do a Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, we want you to play this new Yuna. Ban all the Yuna.
Restrict all other units. Bring in a restrict list.
Please no.
Please no.
I just want real water summons, man.
I have nothing else to say about this unit. I really, honestly, like, party attacking just feels like you're giving up pressure every time you do it. So I hate that.
Get cards though.
You get cards. You do get cards. I don't know. It's good. Maybe you can bluff party attacks too. Be like, haha, they're just party attacking because they have maybe. I don't know.
I mean, somebody's gonna build some like party deck around this that might be maybe good. I don't know.
I mean, fuck it. Chuck a Viking and a Layla on it.
Yeah, Viking Layla doesn't.
Can we shove this in chocobos somehow and then lose?
You know what? That's pretty sick. Put in some chocobos. I'm about it.
It would work okay with that I forget the exact name, but the one that lets you like party attack and then swing again with it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe there's like some funky decks that like can be built and that may be good, you know. But I guess that I feel like this is one of those cards you're gonna see maybe have some good potential that I just don't see right now.
Look, it's not good words. Draw 2 cards. That's some good
No,
words.
it's got some really good effects, and I'm sure somebody will make something that takes advantage of it. It's just whether or not what they build is good enough, whatever the meta shakes out to be.
Yeah, hard to know without the full set.
It reminds me a bit of the Opus 5 Cloud of Darkness in terms of if it starts attacking, it can just get over anything.
The minus like 8k when you party attack's pretty sick too, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Actually,
Yeah,
with chocobos and stuff, that's pretty insane. But
I think it has a spot. It's not bad.
yeah,
It's not bad.
it's just
I don't know.
where is it meta worthy? Is the question rather than whether it's
You can also you could party with it minus 8k something, then me unit and draw fucking 1 off me 2 off the unit when you replay it.
Yes, and then cast a summon with your Une because we're playing 3 colors.
Yeah.
Another 2 cards.
shit. That's that Windwater Chocobo deck. We're building it, guys.
Sick. I'm about it. You can play the Chocobo summon too. Just pick it up.
I take all credit for any Una Chocobo Windwater deck that's built from here on out. I just want you to know it's a Yo exclusive deck, even if I have no part in building it.
I also like
Keys
playing
original.
Yeah.
the Raffia. The Raffia that makes Chocobos cheaper, or standard units cheaper. Good. Now I get to play a bunch of 2 CP chickens.
I think it's happening. We're building it. Here we go. Or someone else will build it and we'll take credit. No problem.
Absolutely. I love stealing lists. That's my favorite thing to do.
Absolutely. Net deck for life.
I can't believe you wouldn't just build your own decks. Dirty meta slave.
I am a complete meta slave.
Absolutely. Alright, we good with spoilers?
Yeah, we're good.
I think that's all of them, right? So
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Literally.
hang on. What's the prediction for the next spoiler? Go on, guys.
Steve.
Even though it will be released by the time that this episode.
whatever Hargreaves says, I agree with him. It's that.
Is it because I've been right about every other one?
Sure. Yeah, that's actually correct. Yes, actually.
So the clue we've got is it's a character that has already has 2 cards
Okay.
in Final Fantasy TCG.
Oh, okay.
My guess is tentatively a Genesis. I think they're trying to throw us off maybe because we've got a Genesis and a Genesis Avatar, and we're long overdue another one.
In all situations, this is card named Genesis, including card of the week spoilers.
Precisely.
That's good.
It's gonna be an Archfiend.
No, it won't.
How many Golbezes have we had?
More than 2.
More than 2.
Oh, well.
At
Oh, no,
least
yeah, we had the
3.
starter deck one, didn't we?
Yeah. The starter deck one, the Archfiend one, the Opus one, and another one that reveal the top card. I don't know. It'll be. What did he say? Genesis. I agree.
Yeah.
Genesis. Ritz has 2 cards. We're getting a 3rd Ritz, boys.
Some sort of Final Fantasy 15 card with 2. I don't know.
How many Noctis are there?
Is
Is
there
it a
one with 2?
Noctis?
There are 3
There's
Noctises.
3. What's the other names? What's the other one? Gladio, us,
He's only got 1.
Yeah, I don't know the rest of the names.
Arden's got 2. Another Arden.
I don't know their names. Steve. No.
Yeah, Steve.
Steve.
Yep.
Lachlan. Lachlan has no cards apparently.
Lachlan? I
Lachlan.
think you mean Lachlan, sir. Who the fuck is Lachlan?
Lachlan.
Like Sheepswell?
Lachlan.
You don't know? You don't have people called Lachlan?
How are you spelling that?
I don't know. I don't ask people how to spell their name.
L-A-C-K-L-A-N?
The Scottish way.
L-A-C-K. No, there's a H in there. L-E.
Oh, yeah, that's Lachlan. That's Lachlan.
Nah. Lachlan.
Spelling it the Scottish way, so he just goes, M, little C.
Yeah.
Yeah,
M-C-L. And we're done. Hi. Welcome to another ad here on the Podcast. This time it's a very special ad. It's more of a public service announcement. See, here on this podcast, we consistently get maybe one whole person listening to the show. That one person being me, because I have to edit this fucking thing. As such, I think it's important to use our unpopular platform to the fullest. All jokes aside, Black Lives Matter. Things need to change. And to all those people protesting, to all those people trying to make a difference, I salute you. You have this little shitty podcast support. Alright, it's the end of the podcast. And this episode was me, Yo, Essifer, 10, Zelon. That's fine. Alright, it's time to sign off once again with our podcast's iconic and signature saying, people are shit. Bye.
Oh man, you had me sweating when you brought up Black Lives Matter.
Does anyone play the game right now? I don't care if this podcast releases like next July. Recording day, 1st of January 2017. Hi. Fucking hell.
Nice.
Thanks. That's the ad read.